poem. It's called I'm Not Crazy by Sherry Pedrick, just to give you an idea of what I'm going to be informing you about. I'm not crazy, not really. I know I act strange at times. I know I ask too many questions. I know the door was locked and you watched me turn the car around, again, to check the lock, again, but I'm not crazy. Her hands are red and raw. She hides them in her lap or behind her back, but still she wonders if they're really clean. I did touch the doorknob, not with my hands, of course, with my sleeve. But now I've touched my sleeve. She needs to wash her hands again, but she's not crazy. She walked through the door, but she didn't do it right. She knows it was the 8th time. One more time, I've got to get it right. If she doesn't do it right, something may happen to her mother, but she's not crazy. We're not crazy, not really. We know these behaviors and thoughts aren't normal, that they're irrational. Do crazy people know that they're acting irrational? No. They act and think with ignorance of their strangeness. They don't see your stares or hear your whispers. Oh, the bliss of not knowing, of not caring, of not longing to stop checking, washing, hoarding, ritualizing, and worrying. But of course, we do want to stop. We do want to be normal like you. We dream of a day without these tortured thoughts. I will leave my house without worrying about the lock, and she won't have to go through a door more than once. My hands will be healed, my mind won't be filled with worries and fears. We might not see the need for recovery, and we might lose hope. To those who laugh and stare and whisper, to you I say, I'm not crazy. What if I told you that you might have OCD one way or another? Has anyone in here ever wondered if they might have it, like just by little things that they do? Well, people our age don't really know that that they have OCD when they do, because it's just little things here and there. But when you do have it, and if it is harsh, it's really hard to live life dealing with it. Recently on MTV, there was a show, True Life. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it was on OCD and teenagers our age and how they had to deal with it. And I realized that I did little things that they did, and I repeated little things that they did, so I questioned myself, maybe I have OCD. And I asked my doctor, and he said, you know, everybody has a form of OCD in their own little way, but it might not be, like, they might not be technically diagnosed with it. And he said everybody, the little things that they do, the little anxiety that they have is actually really good for you. So you may ask yourself, what if? What is OCD? What are the symptoms? And what can you do to control it? So I'll tell you. First and foremost, what is it? OCD is a type of anxiety disorder. According to Jeffrey Kluger, a journalist from Time magazine, 2007, OCD is an illness that causes people to have unwanted thoughts, called obsessions, and to make those obsessions go away, they behave unwanted behaviors called compulsions, and they do them over and over again. OCD was known to be rare, but nowadays it's really increasing, because say there's somebody in a household that has OCD and they want somebody else in the household to like do everything that they want to do, so that person starts doing things just like the OCD person does, and they begin to get it too. 7 million adults in the U.S., teenagers and children, now have it one form or another. And OCD leads and masquerades to other things like depression, autism, schizophrenia, and hyperactivity. Secondly, how can you tell if you have OCD? What are its symptoms? The Academy of Family Physicians 2011 say that most people with OCD know that their obsessions and compulsions don't make sense and that they can't control them. Obsessions are ideas, images, and impulses that run through somebody's mind. Sometimes they happen once, and other times they can't be stopped. They happen over and over and over again. Types of obsessions are fear of dirt, disgust with bodily waste, concerns with order, symmetry, balance, exactness, fear of thinking sinful things, or fear of harming somebody in their family. Obsessive thoughts make people feel nervous and afraid. Performing certain behaviors makes their thoughts go away, and those are called compulsions. Compulsions make their nerves go away, and when their nerves do come back after a while, they start repeating the same compulsion over again. Types of compulsions are cleaning and grooming themselves, checking drawers, locks, and lights to make sure they're properly off, put away, and locked, repeating actions, ordering and arranging things, saving things over time like newspapers and mail, or counting to a certain number or doing something a certain amount of times to a certain number. Now that you know the symptoms, I'll tell you ways to treat it or control it. In the Press, The Bell, the journalist, by Hannah Carlson, 2003, explains the idea of an OCD support group. OCD support group members are peers who make democratic decisions on how to run the group. They share insights, they share stories, progress, and setbacks so that they gain more information on each other. The support groups provide support and role modeling, and this is so that it strengthens each other in ways that makes them feel like they're not alone, that they're all in it together, and that they're really not crazy. Another thing that helps is self-awareness of symptoms like therapy, meditation, and just if you have a harsh form of it, prescribe medication. Now that you are familiar with some of the minor and major symptoms, I hope you take into consideration how people with OCD, how they are feeling exactly and how they can't control it. Today we learned what OCD was, what are the symptoms, and how to control it. So I hope that learning this and me teaching you helps you stop asking that question of what if you have it and start knowing more about obsessive compulsive disorder. Thank you.